Hey, good morning, everybody. Bob Trade Genius. It's the 20th of April, and I think in that marijuana day or something like that. Anyway, I want to talk to you about silver and gold a little bit. And I think they're doing two different things, even though both of them are kind of drifting down at the moment. But this is SLV chart. If you notice what SLV is, it's starting to form a, um, a falling wedge here. And here is the linear regression channel. And if you notice here too, every time we've had a moneymaker buy, we've had a pop, 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 and then this week SLV was kind of flattish. But the this oscillator here, just so people know, this is a money flow oscillator, one that we created, and it's showing right now that people are bidding at these prices at the moment. This one here is a long stoke, and so this kind of helps me determine enthusiasm for the trend. And at the same time that people are buying it, there's still enough people selling it that it's not really doing anything. And when this stoke is either falling like it is here, um, and gets underneath the 15 line, is that you have to be concerned that this is going to be a head fake move. And so you want the this stoke to reset, and then we want this to reset at the same time. And I think it'll put us in a position to be a buyer here of SLV. But at any rate, I think this area here for SLV is probably pretty critical. As at any point it could start moving higher too. So just keep an eye on it. I drew a parallel line here. Typically, if these wedges perform as normal, is that we should see a move back up to 1480. If it comes out and falls out of this channel, and then we're looking at a dump here to about 1320. But silver's been pretty washed out. I think if we get moves down like that in silver and moves down like that in gold, that we're going into deflation, and I think you're gonna see the stock market struggle at that point. And so that's why people always ask me, I'm long commodities, but I'm also um, I got running shorts on the indexes, because at some point they can't Goldilocks this. It'll just one of them is going to fall dramatically, and I think it'll be the indexes that are going to suffer because they're the most overbought at the moment. So that's silver. So silver looks like it's trying to form a higher low here from last November. And if you notice here too, I'll slip back out, is that when the market started to really struggle, the silver took off. So that's one thing that's of interest to me, is that it's a safe haven play. And I think if the market struggles, I think people are going to move into silver and gold and the attendant miners. So that's that. So now let's take a look at gold. I'm going to show you the gold futures contract first, because here's the 61% Fibonacci line from the low and the high from '08 to from 11 to 16. And if you notice here, they finally climbed back up, and they finally broke it back down again. So now we have to see, and it's on a linear regression line, we're gonna have to see if it's gonna pop it. We don't have any buy signal yet on it from our moneymaker, but both these are starting to set up. And then what we don't want to see is, we don't want this to flatline out. That means it's embedded, and that means it's going to fall further. But if it turns up higher, then I think we're going to see another pop higher in gold prices. And it doesn't mean that we still can't be falling, because it's still making a series of lower highs. And if you notice, it's been doing it on OPEX weeks. The week before in OPEX weeks, they've been trying to punish whoever it is that is long gold, by trying to do these massive sell-offs, these one-day sell-offs. So that's something to keep an eye on. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get another move higher. And we're not out of the woods on this, this move, unless we get over, 1312 again. And then So I'll just take it by one day at a time on this, and I want to show you another version of this because I want to show you a long-term trend line. Okay, so if you notice here is, let me shrink this down here. So these are the different levels that if it keeps falling, 1443, 1243, 1233, 1214, 1198, and this is the long-term trend line from the 2016 bottom. As the last time that China did their devaluation, and so now we just have to wait and see. Now, if you're a long-term bull, what you're saying here is, hey, this is regression to the mean, back to the trend line. Possible we get there, and if you're bearish, obviously, if you see this line break, then that's the deflation line for me too. So just bear that in mind. We're watching these levels here. So so the next area I'm watching is 1243. If this doesn't hold here, and like I said, we're waiting on a buy signal for gold, and in the meantime, we just have to kind of sit on it. But silver's looking a lot better than gold. The ratio's out of whack, and where I'm spending most of my time is on silver miners more than gold miner, even though I have GOLD, but I usually have that covered in sold calls, and I'm just relentlessly eliminating my average on that stock, because I'm convinced when this thing rolls, GOLD Barrick Gold will be trading in the 50s from 13, and I want to be in a strong hand position on that, where I've just drove my average cost down into the single digits. And so for those who trade with us, I'm showing that trade now. So anytime that I put on a sold call against my GOLD position, I'm sharing that, the strike and the expiration date and the amount. And then sometimes when I see a reversal, I'll take that trade off and let my average of my price go up before I go ahead and I put calls on it again, so I don't get taken out. So anyway, that's kind of where we are at that. A little later this weekend, I'll talk the miners themselves, and then I'll talk the market, because there's some really interesting things with SPX, looking at it from a 4-hour or a daily, that looks like there is potential for a small sell-off at the very least coming. And no matter if you're wildly bullish, you just can't go up every single day. People do like to take profit, and I think it's coming within the next 2 weeks. We should see some sort of sell-off, and the charts are setting up like they have the last couple times it's done that. And that'll be my next video. You guys have a great day. Check us out, tradelikeagenius.com. Catch you later. Bye-bye.